Okay.
Hey guys, we are starting our weekly coaching call today, and we're going to be talking about, of course, 80-day obsession. Oh, yay, somebody else. We're having starting 80-day obsession talk about phase 3, but we're also going to come back and bring it back to basics and talk about the transition between now and Passover and all of the extra stress and all the extra tasks that we have in our day. And oftentimes getting a workout in can feel much more overwhelming than it does even normally, and how you balance that and how you find the power to do the things even when they're a little hard. So let's open it up to start. What are you most excited about for Plan C, for Phase 3? Which bracket plan are you doing? And what's the thing that you've learned so far? And then we'll get to challenges. But let's start with celebrations. So you want to go first?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So what was the first I only remember the second
Well, you
question.
remember what you're excited about for Phase 3.
Oh, yeah.
Bracket you're in and what you've learned so far.
Okay, so what I'm excited about in Phase 3 is to see always how far I've come, because I saw the moves that, for the weekly obsession preview, and they were scary, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I also said about Phase 2.
Yeah.
When I saw the preview for Phase 2, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot do this. And then in the end, the first week was hard, but I was able to do it better each time. So I get very nervous, but I'm excited to see. Hopefully it'll be the same thing, the experience that I had in Phase 2.
Yeah.
I'm in Plan C, and I'm staying there because it's a lot of food. And Ayelet said I could go to Plan D, but it's like too much food already in Plan C, so I'm sticking to Plan C because Plan D, it was too much food. And what was the last question?
And what you've learned so far.
Oh, so I learned how strong, like that my body could do things that I didn't think it would do. Like at the beginning, I could not lift my feet for donkeys, and now I can do it. I do it 1 foot at a time, like the modifier does.
Right.
But I'm no Ayelet, but I couldn't do that at the beginning. Right, I couldn't do that at the beginning. So
fantastic.
So it's an improvement.
Fantastic. You want to jump in?
Yeah, I'm just making breakfast as I'm listening.
Good. Totally good.
Sorry, I just had a late start. My baby was up all night with me last night.
That's the great part about doing this in the mornings. I really hope we can convert some more people.
Yeah. I mean, I was supposed to be ready. I was supposed to exercise this morning as well. But anyway. Okay, so what am I excited about for
Which bracket are you in? And what have you learned so far?
Okay, so I'm in B. I am switching back to A, although I think it's going to be really hard with Pesach. I'm a little bit nervous.
Remember, you can go week to week.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so maybe I'll do A for now and then go back to B for Pesach. That'll be good. Yes. I guess, I've been doing really well. It's interesting how, I felt like the beginning of Phase 2 was, so freaking hard. I was like, oh, my God, this is torture. But what I've been finding, even last night when I did
cardio flow,
I'm faster than them. I was having to fast forward and be like, okay, you guys are too damn slow for me. So I was very excited about that. I'm still struggling, but with those crabs.
Yes.
Yeah. They're very hard.
The mule donkey thing, mule frog thing was okay, but the crabs are really hard. Whatever. But because I was able to pace myself better. I was able to give myself more time for that. So that was good. Yeah. What have you learned?
What's in something you've really learned?
That discipline is a really good thing for me. I'm liking it. It really works. When you really follow the plan. I lost 1.5 kilograms last week. Yeah, I haven't measured myself. I have to take my measurements today. I've got to do that.
Fantastic. And you did that in Plan B or Plan A?
Yeah, B.
Plan B. And again, when you redid your calculation, it put you in Plan A, or you're putting yourself in Plan A?
I'm putting myself in Plan A, but I think I belong in Plan A based on my calculations because I'm very short.
Okay.
So I think I really belong in Plan A. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm pretty sure I belong in
Well,
plan
make
A.
sure you redo your calculation because,
Okay.
and then if you're having success in plan B and then you're struggling in plan A, after a
Yeah.
week, feel free to bump back up to plan B. If you
Okay.
if you're still in a deficit there and you're still seeing results, then there's no martyr's medal.
Okay. I was doing pretty okay with plan A, but I wasn't really losing weight in plan A. Maybe I
You
was because I
might
was
not
bulking
eat
up.
eating enough, right? So,
Is it because I wasn't eating enough? Is it
right,
possible it was because I
yes,
wasn't eating
very
enough?
much. I'll share with you guys.
Really?
Yeah, I'll share you guys my kind of my journey through this has
Yeah.
been. I did 6 months in Plan B after I stopped losing weight. I basically stopped losing weight 6 months ago, and I was still in Plan B, and it was really frustrating. I was doing everything
Yeah.
right, and I was definitely getting stronger. In that 6 months, I went from my 12-pound weights being my heavy weights to 15 pounds to 20 pounds. So again,
Wow.
it wasn't that there wasn't change happening, but there wasn't
Right.
change I could really
The
see.
scale.
And
Yeah.
what 80 day and what they kept saying was go up, go up. You're probably not eating enough. You've put on a lot more muscle. Your body's
Right.
just not going to lose more fat until you feed that muscle.
Uh-huh.
And so we did 1 month in plan C for hammer and chisel. And I didn't
Yeah.
really see anything happen. Like, again, I got much stronger even. That was when I really embraced my 20-pound weights. But,
Right.
like, I didn't see anything happen really on
Okay.
the downside so much. Maybe an inch or two. Nothing like where I felt like, wow. And then we did a little bit obsessed, and I actually went back down to B, and then I dropped. And I'm like, oh, maybe I need to switch off. Like, I was in B for too long, and I need to eat more so I can build the muscle. And then, like, when I go down, that's when it happens. So I need to do a month on, month off. And then we started 80 Day Obsessed, and I was just at the top of B. And
Yeah.
I stuck it out, even though it was very difficult. I was really hungry. But when she
Yeah.
was describing the symptoms, like now looking back, I might have been a little bit hangry, but like,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sleeping well, but I didn't feel hungry, and that's why I wasn't sleeping well. Like I
Yeah.
just wasn't sleeping so well. I was sore, and I
Yeah.
felt like, but it didn't bother me during the day. So I'm really kind of, I guess I'm pretty tough when it comes to my pain resiliency or what I
Yeah.
consider enough to bother me. So I stuck it
Right.
out of me, and then for phase 2, I made myself a promise. I said, you know what? This is the time to experiment.
Right.
There's not going to be another program where you feel like you're working so hard
Yeah.
that you can really focus on inches and just
Yeah.
get rid of your preconceived expectations. So I decided I was going to go up to D.
Wow.
Whoa, from B to D?
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's a
So
lot
I
of
did
food.
1 week of C,
A lot of food.
and I was still very hungry for each meal, but it felt better. So I was debating, should I not do it? Should I do it? I said, you know what, Lily? You're never going to know. I mean, your maintenance is E, you know? My maintenance is E, and I'm so much stronger. Like, you're not going to know unless you try. So the first week of D was hell. I felt bloated and stuffed, and it was so hard to eat that food. By the end of the first week, I already was starting to adjust. By the end of the second week, I put on even 1 kilo in the first week. At the end of the second week, it was gone. After refeed day, I had even lost the 1 pound that I kept off for the rest of the time. But I felt amazing after that.
Wow.
And again, I could finally wait the full 3.5 hours, like to the next meal. And my body got used to eating so much. Now I am terrified to do a week in C.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
But I would not have been able to go through the bar mitzvah without
Oh,
cheating,
yeah, that's true.
without struggling.
Yeah.
If I would have felt a struggle, but actually, really, I had no time to eat crap. As you guys know, it's like you're eating every few hours, and I was eating so much every few hours that there's just no time to eat junk food. Like I got things to do, and then I have food to eat. That was my day: things to do and food to eat. And so what I'm promising myself is I'm going to do 1 week of C, because according to my calculation, when you're supposed to recalculate, I'm going to C. So and I was going back and forth. I'm seeing some results in D, like why should I make it harder on myself? But I said, you know what? Following the plan means doing the hard stuff. So the challenge is 1 week in C, and then again, if I'm starving, if I don't feel good, if all those things happen, go back to D. If I feel like I need 1 more week to C, wait it out 1 more week, and then go to D. But also, I have the option to go to D over Passover if I feel like that's going to be the difference between sticking with the plan and eating. And I think that was a lesson that was terrifying to learn, but very, very, very worthwhile. Because
it's psychologically, when you're going to eat more food, psychologically, you're like, well, I'm not going to lose weight. So it's interesting to hear.
And I did not know. I lost 3 pounds in phase 1.
Amazing.
And only 1 pound in phase 2. However, I still lost 5 inches in phase 2.
Amazing.
Wow,
so
inches.
5 inches in phase 2 and 10 inches in phase 1.
Whoa.
Now, again, for my body, for some reason, I tend to lose in a specific area and less overall.
Yeah, me too.
Phase 1 was all thighs. Phase 2 was like all chest.
Waist. Mine was the waist on the sides.
The best place. So I lost a little of my waist and
like on the sides here, like on the sides.
Yes. So for me, where I lost on my waist is not where I measure yet. I'm still like above my waist, slimming out, and that lower belly waist area is still moving in the right direction, but not there yet. But again, like we all have our challenges, and it's really mindset. Like psychologically, I was nervous to eat 2,300 calories because
that sounds scary. That sounds like a lot.
It sounds like so much food. And
especially since they always tell you 2,000 calories
is like your maintenance.
Right.
But I think it really broke through how much stronger I've gotten in Pace Passover. I did my first Beachbody workout, 21-day fix, at 210 pounds at Erev Seder night. That was when I did my first workout. I got to the point where I had nothing to wear. I was post-baby. I was 3 months postpartum, and nothing was happening. And that was it. So 2 years this Seder night. And I lost 30 pounds in that first year. And the whole second year was only 10 pounds lost. But in the second year was 2 dress sizes. And now I'm going into size 10 to size 8, when normally I am 25 pounds lighter at that size.
Amazing.
That's bizarre.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Strong.
Me neither.
I've never been this strong.
Me neither. I also feel that way. I've never been this strong.
Yeah, like when I ran the 10K.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I ran the 10K. I couldn't believe my leg. I did not have one stitch.
Yeah.
I didn't have any pain in my legs. My legs were so strong.
Amazing.
And I was just breathing. I was just breathing, focusing on my breathing. And I did it. And I really ran the whole time. Maybe there was one part over Jabotinsky where I had to walk a little bit. But the rest of the time, I was just running the whole time. I wasn't running as hard as I would have liked, but I was exhausted at the end. I was hoping to do play after that. I was
I'm sure you were starving also. Were you?
Yeah,
I was. No, I wasn't. I really wasn't. Well, that's the other thing about these. I don't find I'm so hungry days that I exercise.
So that's what was funny, because also we're discussing what to do, and I was saying, but you know what? I don't feel so hungry on Plan D. Maybe I should go down. But I realized that my body just adjusted. Like my body has an expectation of food at a certain time, and it gets food, and everyone's happy. So again, I'm still doing C first, because again, the whole point is to mix it up. And if I wouldn't have gone to D, I would always think that C is my up place instead of a weight loss place. And that, again, is a transformation of mindset, that food is not the enemy. And I think, especially as Jewish women, we are facing a lifetime of
Of
food is
food.
the enemy. And the
Right.
only time you cannot think of food and the enemy is if you've given up one food group. Either you've given up carbs and then you can have as much as you want, you know, or you're having zero fat and therefore you could have as much as you want of something else. But there's never been a balance.
But I find that if I have to give up something, like if I just have to give up carbs, that does not work for me.
Right.
Like I need to have carb. Like I like
Yes.
bread too much to not have it.
But that's the beauty of this. So let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk planning. What has been a meal that you've been struggling with, or prep-wise, a challenge that you're having, and we can work some bugs out together.
I like cooking, so for me, the prep was just finding recipes that my whole family would like, and I found those now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was this challenge. But there's a lot of like anything with meat. I am in a family of boys, so
Yeah.
anything that has meat in it, they'll eat it, you
Great.
know. And yeah. So it's nothing like, that's what's good about this also. It's because it's not like you're eating diet food. You're just
Right.
eating less of the food that your
Right.
regular food.
Yeah.
So so that helps with when you're
Yeah.
feeding a family. That helps. So
Absolutely.
they just eat more than I eat. But we eat the same thing.
And yet a minute ago we said, oh my God, I have so much food to eat.
Right.
We just
Right.
have to eat every few hours. And I feel that especially on Shabbat. Does anyone else feel that
Right.
transformation on Shabbat?
Shabbat
Yeah.
is
Very hard.
It's hard. Shabbat's hard.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a sec, because I really feel like each week of 80 Day Obsession, I've gotten better at Shabbat. A few things that I'm doing that are working really well is magnets. I put my plan on magnet on my fridge, and it's there all week. So again, if I don't have my phone near me and I want, especially on days I have to switch my order of meals, I look at it, but especially on Shabbat. In the morning, I decide what breakfast I'm having, because I know I have my pre-post workouts already set for the afternoon. I always have that big meal with the blue. Plan C and up, that's our biggest meal. For lunch, that means hummus and vegetables. And then knowing that I'm going to eat again at 4 o'clock. That meal with the orange makes a very big difference to me. And so what I'll do is I will portion out my food at the table. Like, I don't use my actual container at the Shabbat table. But, I mean, I suppose I could. We're just, like, most of the time it's just us. But still, like, I just don't. But I eyeball it. And I start with salad first. I usually do have an extra green at that meal. I mean, in Plan D, I have 2 greens at that meal. But normally, I don't always, like, eat such a big thing. But I'll have salad first with hummus. And then I'll have my carb and my protein. And then I'll have my teaspoon and my fruit for dessert. And so I really feel like I'm sitting at the table and I had my food, and it's the same food that everybody else is eating. And then when I finished my food, there's no option to take seconds. Because, like,
I leave the table.
I ate my food. So sometimes I leave the table.
I leave the table because I can't. If there's food there, I'm gonna pick. So I just leave the table.
So that's one option. Sometimes I leave the
with my
table.
dog.
Like if it's just us and the kids are already down from the table, I'll leave the table. But if we actually have the kids sitting and participating, instead what I'll do is I'll just clear my plate. I'll just clear my plate, and then I will sit and I will really try to focus on the kids and engaging them and giving out, like, we give out prizes for Divrei Torah and for songs, and really try to engage with them. Is really good. Sometimes I'll go get a book and I'll bring that and I'll look something up to say. But I try to make sitting there not only associated with eating. And it's been a very intentional, mindful process of going to get something else, so that sitting at the table doesn't only mean I'm eating. It means I'm parenting. It means I'm teaching. It means I'm engaged. And then when we didn't have that this week, because my kids were like post bar mitzvah nutsoid, I missed it. I really missed it. Like, I went to the couch and they were doing dance shows and they just had so much balled up energy. But I missed that. And I think that having an intention to switch the lifetime habit of just sitting at the Shabbat table and mindlessly eating, it requires an intentionality to really say, okay, I want to change the dynamic of what it means to sit at the Shabbat table.
For me, it's also leftovers. Like I hate leftovers in the fridge. I don't like a full fridge.
I love Shabbat
So a lot of
leftovers. Minimizes my prep.
right. No, for sure. No, I'm saying, but I just don't like it in the fridge. So I feel like it has to be eaten, and I'm like the only one who's going to eat it, and that's a challenge for me. Like I don't. That's like a European. I'm first generation American.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that comes from that challenge.
So what do you mean?
I'm better at throwing food away.
No, so I'm a European. I'm. What?
I also used to be that way.
I don't eat fresh food every day. I mean, I prep. I for sure prep. That prepping doesn't bother me. But when it's like it's an abundance of food. Like I have to, as a Jewish mom, like you always say, you have to learn how to make less food for your company so you don't have as much. But then you feel like terrible that if there's not enough. But there's always enough. It's just that mentality. That mentality. So that way I don't have so much in the refrigerator looking at me like I want to get this out of the refrigerator, but I don't want to throw it out.
Why would you throw it out? Because you won't eat it? No one will eat leftovers in the house?
The only one who will eat, they will, but sometimes it's just too much leftovers. And I know if there's something I really like and it might not be on the plan, if it's in the fridge and I can just take it out, I'll eat it.
Okay.
And so that's very difficult for me.
So what might be worth looking into is I know in Chashmonaim, I just found out about this on Shabbat.
They have a food person. I know. Gilor, she does all the food.
So her daughter lives on my yeshuv. And
she was my hair person until she moved to you.
Yeah, she has a studio here now. I think come out and visit me later.
I know, it's too far. Chashmonaim, it was like, okay, my sister lives
there. I could
handle that.
Where you live, Debbie?
What?
Where does Debbie live?
I live in Modi'in.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be there this Shabbat. I'm actually going to be a smaller residence at some shul there that the Cox.
Right. You'll see everybody.
Yeah.
No, I don't go to that shul. I don't go to the American shul.
Oh, come and visit. I'm speaking to between Mincha and Marav. 5:30.
5:30.
Okay. Coming, maybe.
Fantastic.
It's a little far. Maybe I won't do my
I won't be there because I don't live in Modi'in, but I'll be cheer you
I'll post it on the group.
There you go. Yeah, for sure you should. Very cool. So I would say think about it. You can always drop your food there Motzei Shabbos. I mean, Shach HaShmonim isn't so far away, and that drive can save you a lot of heartache. What do you think? You're like, I should just cook less, but I can't. Oh, hold on. You can't hear you. You're muted for some reason.
Oh, am I muted?
Not you.
No,
Debbie. There you are.
me. Can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Something to think about.
I used to be that way, Debbie, too. I'm like first generation American on my mother's side.
Ninth generation.
You're what?
Ninth generation.
Ninth generation.
So you can throw food out. You're like beyond.
Really?
You're like beyond.
What were you, an Indian? Anyway. So I also really struggle with the throwing anything away business, and I've gotten a lot better. It's like, this is cake. This is not good for me. It's better in the garbage than it is on my thighs. Like I really tried to stick that in my brain. It's going to either go in my thighs or it's going to go in the bin. It's better off in the bin.
Right.
Like that's how I think about it.
Right. Like it's when it's like so bad because my dad, when he's here, my mom has also gotten better at throwing things out, and she was like, "Don't let dad see." It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that mentality. I grew up with that.
Yeah,
it's like you got to finish it because you can't throw anything away.
Right.
It's that mentality.
But we're not in war mode anymore, thank God.
What'd you say?
We're not in war mode anymore.
Right.
Like my mother-in-law.
We have food. We will have food.
My mother-in-law doesn't throw anything away either. She is, from that generation. She's like 85. She shares tea bags with everybody, and it's like, we are not in the middle of a war. This is a free world.
Right. Again,
there will be more tea bags. Like you will be able to get another tea bag.
Absolutely. So everybody, so you're going down to Plan A. Do you have any worries, concerns, challenges you see coming up in Plan A?
It's weird because I felt like Plan B was so much food,
Hmm.
And now to go back to plan A, I'm like a little bit nervous that it's going to be like
I know exactly how
starvation.
you feel.
It's like I finally got used to plan B.
Exactly.
It's like I feel like by the third, the third or fourth week of plan B, I'm like, finally I'm getting there. And it's like, oh, gee
Exactly.
whiz, now I have to remember. But I feel like I'm kind of getting into that mode. For me, my biggest challenge is because like particularly Fridays are my biggest challenge because I see clients back to back. I'll see like 5 hours of clients. So I've been really trying to plan like little like my meals, like my 11 o'clock. So it's like really there, and I could I have 10 minutes gap, and I got to make sure that client's the heck out of there so I could eat
Right.
it. So that's been going better. I hope to keep that up. I mean, yeah, and it's great the way Pesach works out this year.
Yes.
It's on
Shabbos, that it's on Shabbos. A lot of it's on
Shabbos. That
Shabbos.
doesn't change things up too bad. Yeah.
Right. Like it's hard when you have Pesach and Shabbos, but this time it's
Mm.
Pesach and Shabbos together, so it's good.
Yes.
The last days will be hard. The last 2 days will be
3
tough.
days. But again, just remember a few things. Every 1 tablespoon of matzah meal is yellow, guys.
How much is a piece of matzah?
I believe that it's half a square of matzah is like 1 slice of bread.
Okay, so it's okay. So it's like a yellow and a half, you're saying.
So it's 1 yellow. So it'd be 2 yellows for 1 square of matzah.
Okay.
And again, Seder night, what I do.
Lovely. But I never ate quinoa before on Pesach. I'm gonna do it this year. No,
Yeah.
because I don't love quinoa, but I've learned to like love it kind of thing. So that's why I never had it before. Not because of any religious any reasons. It's just like I don't like it so much. But I have to eat it now. Like I can't not.
Right.
You have
Sure.
like instead of having matzah now, I can eat that.
Right. So, like, if you're making cookies or anything, it's like 1 cookie is a yellow.
Right.
I feel like and they have the spelt matzah and the whole wheat matzah now, then they're not made with juice or anything else, so they're not like questionable at all. They're just plain regular matzah. I'm gonna relook that up because part of me says that one square of matzah. I think 2 yellows for. And again, when I did 21-day fix last year, Pesach, so I just had my yellow in the morning. But this year it'll be a little more challenging because we really only get 1 yellow per meal. We can't like double up.
Right.
But I will tell you, I had matzah bright every single morning.
What?
Over Pesach last year. I did a half of
matzah.
See, I'm not a matzah. I don't like matzah brei. So that helps.
1 teaspoon of oil in the pan, or I did spray and then did a teaspoon of Ceylon on the top, and with a salad next to it every single morning at Pesach. So,
wow.
Again, like you can totally live a normal Pesach life.
I mean, I don't eat that much carbs that like a lot of my carbs sometimes is sweet potatoes it doesn't matter. Right. It doesn't matter. A lot of times.
So I have 4 carbs in plan C and in plan D. So again, like a pre-post workout, that's definitely an option. Also, potatoes are great and all these other things are fine. And it's only a week. In the end, we have to remind ourselves it's
right.
1 week.
But it's out of routine. Anytime you're out of routine, it's
exactly.
I think traveling is going to be the hardest thing for me.
We're going to a hotel for 2 days. It's scary.
Oh, that'll be hard.
I'm scary. I'm scared.
So
but I feel like thank God we're in Israel because the vegetables are so huge here for every meal for the breakfast. Like if I was traveling to a hotel in America, forget it. It's like oil upon oil at every meal. But here there is that, but there's also a lot of vegetables and fish and things.
Yes.
So.
And just remember that, like, follow your plan. And if you need to go up a bracket for the week of Pesach, better to go up a bracket and stick to the plan
than cheat.
Than cheat and feel hungry and want ice cream when really you could just be eating another protein and another carbohydrate at the right time and still seeing good results because it's like a refeed. It's like better than a refeed day. Okay.
And the shake, I can't have that, right?
Right. So I don't use any Beachbody products over Passover. whether or not they actually have any gluten in them, or I don't don't use it.
That would be the hard part for everybody.
I'm a little bit worried about no Recover and no Energize and no. I bought Recharge for the first time for phase 3 because, and I have to say, it really helped me sleep. Also, Plan D, I was sleeping much better. I told you Plan B, I was not sleeping well. Plan D. And then the Recharge really, really helped with that late night soreness. I was really skeptical, guys. I tell you, like, I've been hearing about it forever, and I was just like, yeah, right. It's just like Recover. What do I need a different one for? And no, they're really different. I hate when they're right, but they're right. It's different.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's finish up with looking between now and Pesach. We have 10 minutes left, so let's kind of is the challenge organizationally, or instead of thinking about it as a challenge, like what are the things we're going to have to do to make sure that we're going to stay on plan as we get closer to Pesach and we add cleaning to our schedule and organizing
and getting things out of the fridge. This is the time also that I have the problem. Oh no, because you have to get the things out of the fridge.
Crap this week. Yeah, I threw out so much crap this week. And at first, I was giving my kids cereal every single day because we had these boxes of cereal left from the bar mitzvah. And at the end, it actually took, again, Annette saying, what happened to healthy? I see your kids coming with cornflakes every day. That shamed me into throwing away the stuff.
Wow. Maza.
I didn't take it as an insult. Like, she meant it.
I would have said, like, do you see the chocolate sandwiches that other people are bringing? I mean, really, cornflakes are not.
She was just teasing, like, your kids come with like healthy food every morning. They eat oatmeal or yogurt, and like for a week, they're coming with like cornflakes in a bag every single day. I'm like, yeah, we had so much cereal left from the bar mitzvah, but I didn't want to throw it away. And then I came home and I just threw it all away. But again, I kept one box for Shabbat, but I really tried. My kids, I have a few ADD kids, and really it's not good for them to have cornflakes in the morning, even though it's so convenient. But as soon as we went back to it, it adjusted. But yeah, definitely getting rid of stuff in the fridge. I still have flour in my freezer, and again, like so many yellows, but we only have so many yellows to eat in a day.
I was so happy. I had 27 people over for dinner.
Oh my God.
Friday. All I have to do is make challah. I did Shabbat of a lifetime. I don't know if you know about that. They provide all the food. So I just made 7 challahs with every kind of flour that I had. So I got like rid of almost all my flour. Well, I have a spelt flour left, which is awesome.
Very nice.
That's great. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm going to make spelt pizza dough this week because I have a kilo of spelt flour left that needs to be used.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
So I will be doing that. And I think definitely for me, having enough protein and vegetables in the house is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And as early as like just figuring out that day to switch the kitchen over so that I'm like ready to, also aluminum pans. Like I'm not a big fan of aluminum. But like aluminum and like super not holistic, healthy plasticware for like
Pesach. That's all I use is aluminum and plastic.
I know it's bad for the environment, but like sometimes
you have to. Pesach is crazy. I remember when I was growing up having to stand there drying the dishes. It was so annoying. I'm like, oh my God, it would be so much better if we just could throw everything out.
So I have 2 sets of plastic, Cornyware, but for me, the week before Pesach where we go through so much plastic.
And we go out. Well, that also does not help.
So we can talk a little bit about that going out because we usually go out that week before Pesach, almost 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like I'm usually. Yeah,
I'll eat, and the thing is, especially the day before, not the Erev, but the day before Erev, I also we eat a humongous breakfast, and then we don't eat lunch, and then we eat dinner. So I'm really gonna have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So
I can't
do that. About not Seder night, the day before Seder night.
What?
Not Seder night, the day before Seder night.
Right.
I feel like it's all you can eat Pesach though, because
vegetables, just a lot of vegetables.
A lot of the vegetables and the nuts and
protein,
the cookies that I'm making. I mean, I would make the hummus, not the hummus, what's it called? The new chickpea
Yes.
cookies and stuff like that. So I'll eat kitniyot before Pesach.
Right.
That's
Us
what we do
too.
too. It's
For
like
sure.
And the Shabbat, when it's Shabbat, at
Yeah.
And the
the
last
end,
Shabbat,
the last
yeah,
Shabbat, we eat kitniyot also.
right, rice.
Okay.
Right.
All the
Exactly.
Anglos in Modi'in going to get their
Right.
at the mall, getting their kitniyot at the
Right.
mall, their
So
hummus.
we eat kitniyot for this is our second year eating kitniyot because now we have 3 gluten-free kids. So
My
that
Oh,
my my husband would love that.
so it's our second
We're like
kitniyot
gonna do
year.
it.
So, but it's funny because certain recipes just don't change because they're what you make every year for Pesach. So it's like,
Right.
technically we can eat kitniyot and I'll bring rice cakes. Rice cakes are nice. But like, and it's nice not to have to check labels. That's really the nicest thing. But other than that, our basic food really hasn't changed because you make what you've always made, what your mom made. So let's talk about eating out. So a few things that I do is I'll go to places that have a salad and I'll get a salad with protein.
Totally.
And I'll have 1 slice bread. If we get pizza, I'll get whole wheat pizza. I'll have 1 slice, and I'll make sure I order a salad. It's a little bit more expensive, but if I'm willing to spend the money to go out, then it's important. Well, also,
Right,
are
but
you
sometimes with
using
us,
rotating
with the expense, like we go to the 20 shekel pizza stores that they have here, and they don't have whole wheat. They only have pies of pizza.
Crappy.
That's it. You
So,
can't
Yeah.
get
If I
anything
do
else.
that, I cook for myself at home. Again, I make
Yeah.
a kilo of salmon in an aluminum pan, so it's kosher
Yeah.
for Pesach. Kosher my oven early, and
Yeah.
chicken and vegetables, and then for carbs, like again, that's when you could have kosher Pesach rice cakes. That's when you can your carbs will be a little more annoying. Roasted potatoes, rice, brown rice. That's kosher for Pesach. And again, you can make it in your pots and have that around. That's usually what I do.
Ladies,
also,
I'm sorry.
I leave my blender
out.
out. I do keep my shakes, and I do sometimes go up to 2 shakes a day. That week before Pesach, I actually keep my blender in my bathroom. It's probably gross, but that's what I do. My kitchen is Pesach, and that's what I do.
Well, you saw how my kitchen was, Lily. So what I do is I'm able to have one side of the kitchen is Pesach, the other side is not. So so I keep my blender where it is.
Right.
I won't have that problem.
I have one little corner of my kitchen that it's like a total separate island. I usually keep my blender there, but then until my blender is the last thing that goes away, and my Shakeology is the last thing that goes away. And that's also because also the superfoods, the stress releasers, all that stuff, for me really helps in those last days. And also it's like a backup, I don't have anything, I can just make a shake and go out, and the kids are home and it's crazy.
Okay.
We have 2 minutes left. Go.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to jump out. I'm really gonna get my kids ready to go. I gotta get my son's getting his braces today. Okay.
Fun.
All right, ladies. Lovely talking to you. Hopefully I'll see you on Monday Eve if you make it on Shabbos.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay. I'll post it on Flourish.
Fantastic.
Okay. Be well. Thanks so much, Lils.
Bye.
Be well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so to wrap it up, we are going to plan ahead for the week before Passover. Remember that it's better to go up a bracket over Passover and have more healthy food than it is to be in a position where you're starving and then the only thing around, it's too late for your next meal and everyone else is eating and you're not eating yet. And we're going to take it 1 week at a time if we're moving around brackets, if we're going down or we're staying the same. And that goes for you for Plan D. Also, if you feel like all of a sudden you're struggling in C and you have the option to go up to D, where is your maintenance?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't figure that out.
Okay, so we're almost done, but it's just good to know, again, if you're happy in C and you're seeing results and it feels like more than enough food, then that's great.
Right.
But it's also, good to know that on Pesach, it's better to go up than to lose out.
Right.
Have a fantastic day. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And
thank you, Lily.
Enjoy the recording in our group.
All right. Thanks, Lily.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.